All right, folks, welcome to today's webinar. I am your host, Ryan Faluna, otherwise known as Nightfall in the Benzinga Pro Chat, and I am here with Stephen Orr, our Senior Vice President, also known as Big Beat in the chat. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and discuss a lot of the things that we've added to Pro recently, a lot of the new features that are in Pro, and at the end, we're also going to tease a few more things that are coming to Pro in the near future. The goal of this is to show you all of the different things that we've added and all of the changes that we've made and kind of explain them so that you know that they are available, and then also to answer any questions that you may have at the end. So as mentioned earlier, please go ahead, drop any questions that you have in the chat. We will get to as many of them as we can. Again, I'm Ryan, and Big Beat, are you there?
I'm here. How are you today, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. There's a lot of cool things happening here at Benzinga, and we've had some issues with the software. So first things first, I think we need to tell everybody that we have developers. We've actually hired outside developers. We have internal developers. Everybody is working very, very hard at making Pro super fast, very responsive. You probably saw a big change over the last week, and even more are coming over the next week. So we're pretty excited about that, and I want to thank everybody for being subscribers to us, and those of those who aren't, can't wait for you to join the Benzinga family. I think that's one of the biggest things about us is that we are a big family here, always trying to help build us up and do the best thing we can, is that's make money, right?
That's right. And yeah, just to reiterate, when you're making an omelet, sometimes you got to break a few eggs. And we've been adding features that have been requested by customers to the software, and as a result, we ran into some problems. But as you outlined, our development team is top-notch, and they are working on fixing those as fast as possible. So I just want to reiterate that, and we are definitely trying to make the best possible platform that we can. So with that, let me go ahead and load up the platform. Just give me one sec here, Big Pete. All right.
Ryan, I don't think that everybody knows a little bit about yourself. You are our customer success manager. You're the first person they see when they have issues or questions. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you very much. That's true. I have been working in customer success for the better part of 10 years. I have been working with customers, helping them solve issues with their account and also technical issues for about 10 years. I've been involved in the market for about 6 years, and prior to working here, I was actually a Benzinga customer. So I am a natural fit for this role because I actually bought this product, used it every day for 5 years in my journey through learning the markets. Liked the product so much, wanted to be a part of the team that helps build and deliver this product so much that I went ahead and applied, and sure enough, here I am in this role. So I couldn't be happier. I'm a tremendous resource, especially for new people starting out. As you mentioned, people see me or talk to me when they get any type of support, whether it be chat, email, phone. I do it all. I'm here to help you. Please do not be scared. If there's anything that I can do to help train you on the software or answer any questions that you may have, I'm happy.
And Ryan, can you tell them how to get a hold of you in the software itself in Benzinga Pro?
Absolutely, I can. In the bottom, what you'll notice is whenever you're in Pro, no matter what screen you're on, no matter what tool you have loaded, in the bottom right corner, you should see this little blue intercom icon. And what this is a chat-based solution that we have built right into the platform so that you can view content like the stocks to watch here or get in touch with the team. So one of the things that you'll be able to do, you can start a new conversation here. You'll notice that your choices are Jonathan from the sales department, myself from the support department, and Brent, the head of our news desk. So anytime that you need any one of us, you can go ahead, start a new conversation. If you need support, you can go ahead and type in help, and that will go ahead and load up the support channel, and you'll be talking with me. This is a really great feature because this allows the two of us, both me and the customer, to drop screenshots if there's something that we're trying to communicate about, or if just explaining something with words isn't the best way to do it. You can drop screenshots in here. You can obviously use emojis if you want, but it's a very convenient way to reach the Benzinga team. I would say I deal with people every day via intercom. It's really helpful. Hey, good afternoon, Andrew. Thank you for demonstrating this for me.Ch appreciated. So really easy way to get in touch with me. Obviously, you can also get in touch with me by email. The email is posted in the chat. It's ryanfaluna@benzinga.com. And of course, you can call us anytime as well. So a myriad of ways to get in touch with us. Use us as much as you feel necessary.
All right, well then, Ryan, let's delve right into the platform. The first big introduction that we've had over the last month is layouts. Can you show us how to do layouts?
Absolutely, and I'm so excited about this. This is arguably the biggest feature that we've released in a long time. And previously, layouts used to be stored in your browser, and sometimes if you went to a different browser or if you had to clear any of your old data, you'd lose your layout, and that was very frustrating to set up. However, that is now a thing of the past. One of the things that you'll be able to do is save your layout. So you can see here right on my screen, I've got 4 tools loaded. And if I wanted to change some of these sliders, I can do that as well. And then in the upper right corner of your platform is the 3 little vertical dots. They're very much like the Chrome menu, but if you go ahead and click on that, you will get the layouts menu. And in the layouts menu, it's very simple to use. It's going to have your saved layouts at the top, and it's going to have your recent layouts at the bottom. The layout that you're currently looking at when you access this menu will be flagged here with the blue current flag so that you know which one that you're on. And it's very simple. All you have to do is you just click the Save button. It will load your layout right up here, and we'll go ahead and name this. We'll just name this webinar since that's what we're doing today. You can go ahead and sorry about that. Go ahead and name it, press enter. Now your layout is saved, and you can actually load this from any computer that you're working on. So if you have a computer at home and a computer at the office, you can make your layout on one, save it, and then load it on the other. Gone are the days of having to spend an hour setting up your layout in the morning. So really excited about this. We actually have more improvements with this coming, but this has been a tremendous upgrade for us. And I know a lot of our users are really excited about this. Now, one of the other things that we've done, one of the other things that you can do with this is that if you can actually save, you can see here that what I've done is I've kind of saved different layouts for different devices that I may be on. But you can also save your layout depending on what you're trying to do in the market. So if you have, a bunch of tools designed for finding low float stocks, you can save that as your low float layout. You can make a main layout. You can make a light layout so that you don't have as many tools or resources being used. So really the possibilities are endless here, and it allows you to do whatever is important to you to make the information easy to consume. Okay. So again, one of our top features. Sorry about that big beep.
Very good.
You want to tell us about the new Squawk feature?
Absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest things that we have on our platform, right, is the Squawk. You get to hear myself and Charlie Gross in the Squawk giving you the breaking news. And in the past, we had it where it would pop out to another pop out on your screen. But today, all you got to do is lay over the mouse over the Squawk, just like Ryan did right there. And all you got to do, very simple, is click the play button. It's right there to the right. Boom. And you're connected right there. This is waiting for audio. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be happening audio streaming, because it already is working. But he will only be talking to you when news is breaking. So you'll be able to see it in green on the left-hand side. There's a little round button there showing you. And when it's speaking, it'll turn bright green to you. And you can also change the volume of the Squawk 2 in the system. There you go. You can up all the way to 100, all the way down to 0 if you need to. But if you want to mute, that's very simple. All you got to do is click on mute, and we're muted until you feel better. You need to have us out there for you.
And really quickly, Stephen, I just wanted to give you a little pro user tip here. The mute can be a little confusing. So when you see it saying unmute, that means that it's muted. You'll notice when I click on that, now it says mute. That means it's unmuted. And this is uh, been a little bit of a pain point. There we go. There's Charlie right now.
Yeah.
There it is. So one of the other tips that I wanted to tell the users about to help with the muting there is that when the mute is, or excuse me, when the squawk is unmuted, the volume slider is accessible and you can change the volume up or down. When you change it to mute, so when you actually cannot hear Charlie, that volume slider will gray out and you're not able to slide it. So this is another way to help tell if you have muted the squawk or if the squawk is currently muted or unmuted. So we're going to go ahead and leave it muted so it doesn't interrupt the rest of our webinar here, but great little tutorial there on squawk. Did I miss anything, Steve?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Yep.
Perfect.
I think we can go on and talk about some of the new stuff that's coming out and what we've already added to the system. And one of those things that we're very good here at Benzinga is the news. And we've added some new news to the platform, and that's cryptocurrency. So if you go up there and you look at our news feed, you'll see categories where Ryan is checking now, and you'll now see a brand new category called cryptocurrency. So if you just want crypto and you're a crypto trader and you want 24/7 access to cryptocurrency news, all you got to do is click on that, bam, and you've got it.
And so here you go. So this is the result with only the crypto news on there. And you can, yeah, it's great. I know crypto's really taken off. I know a lot of people are interested in it. I know we try to cover it as much as possible. So this filter just makes it easier.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what else is kind of cool, Ryan, is the calendar section. I think you want to talk to us about the new calendars and all the things that are going into that?
Absolutely. So the calendar is actually one of my favorite features here, and some of our users might be familiar with it, but in this drop-down, you'll notice a whole bunch of different calendars that we offer, and recently we've actually added a couple calendars to this list. So you'll notice here that the splits down at the bottom, this was recently added. The secondary offerings was recently added. The M&A calendar, which was asked for by our users, this is our most recent addition here. So this can help you keep track of different companies that are trying to execute mergers and acquisitions, and it's in a very easy to read format. Big Beat and I actually did a video on this not long ago, and this just can be very helpful for tracking what companies are looking to merge with other companies. And same with the secondary offerings and the splits. It's just designed to help you keep track of all the different market happenings. We are also planning on adding more to this calendar too. So I'm going to give you your first little tease here. We are actually planning on adding an options calendar in the future. No ETA on that yet, but it is coming. So just to wet the palate a little bit, we are going to continue to add to these different calendars. And if you have anything that you'd like to see or you have any suggestions for us, again, please go ahead and use the feedback channel in order to submit that. In fact, Big B, do you mind if I show the feedback channel right now?
Absolutely, no, show it to them.
So one of the things that we pride ourselves on here is listening to the customers. So whatever ideas, whatever you use on a regular basis, whatever you want to see in the platform, we want to hear about it. You can reach out to us by email or phone, as I already suggested, but you also have a feedback tool built right into the platform for you to use. So up in the upper right corner, kind of next to the menu button, you'll see a little, what looks like a little thought bubble with an exclamation point in it. And if you click on that, this brings up the integrated feedback ticket system. So very simple to use. There's 3 required fields: your name, so that we can address you by your correct name; your email, so that we can reach out to you and let you know of new things that were added; and then your actual feedback in here. So if you have, like I said, any idea that you have, go ahead and describe it. The more information you give us, the easier it is for us to realize your vision. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. If I don't understand something, I will absolutely reach out to you and try to get more detail on that. But this is a really quick and easy way for you to either give kudos, concerns, or suggestions to the team. So definitely utilize the feedback feature.
Yep. Now, one of the things I would also say with the calendar, getting back to that, is the in the right-hand side, the columns. So it's very, you can set them any way you want to. You can talk about the different with M&A, obviously. You can add acquirers, acquire symbols, importance notes that they may have on the M&A. But it's very intuitive when it comes to the calendar. All you got to do is put in the columns that you want and not necessarily what we have. Now, we have a default listing for you, but like I'm a trader, I don't necessarily use the ones that are default. I'll change them myself, and it will save it for you.
And just to add on to that, you'll notice that the columns are different depending on the calendar that you select. So
Correct.
the earnings calendar is going to have some different columns than the M&A calendar that we just demonstrated. So, yep, real good tip there.
All right, well, moving right along, Ryan, I think the next thing to talk about is one of my favorite widgets, and I actually use it every single day, and that's movers. So, Ryan, if you want to show them how to use movers.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that, because this is actually one of my favorite tools too, Big Beat. I use it every day. I use it in the morning and I use it during the regular session. And the idea here is that movers is supposed to be a very quick way for you to find out what is moving in the market. And what's so great about the movers tool is that it will show you gainers and losers, but if you only want to see gainers, it's got the capability of doing that. If you only want to see losers, it's got the capability of doing that. But what really sets this apart, at least in my opinion, in my trading style, is the session selector. So you have the ability to see what's moving in the pre-market independently from what's moving on in the regular session, and then the same is true for the after hours. So if you get to your computer in the morning and you want to see, okay, what's going on in the pre-market, all you have to do is select the pre-market session. You can actually further break that down by chunks of time, so you can go 15 minutes, half an hour, or the complete session, which would mean all of the pre-market. And you can do the same for the different sessions. So if I click on regular, I have the same session, or I have the same period option, plus I have some additional period options. And if I go into the after hours, I'm able to scan the after hours as well. This, again, the idea here is that we want to have as many, or we want to allow you to find as many opportunities as possible, as quickly as possible. And you can see here, with just a couple of clicks, I can have a market cap filter, I can have a price filter, and I can have a session filter. Boom, right there. I'm scanning the regular session for gainers and losers, market cap under 10 billion, price under $10 per share, and here are your results. In this particular example, I have it tied to the details chart, so if I wanted to learn more about a particular stock, I can go ahead and click on that. I had it defaulted here to the charts tab. I can obviously go to the overview tab. I can get the news about particular stocks. I have all of this information available to me with just a couple of clicks of the mouse. Very easy to use, very quick, well, when trying to do your research or when trying to do your ideation or your idea generation. So this is a really, really helpful tool. It's really, really easy to use. One of my favorites.
Very good.
And so, Steve, would you mind showing everybody how this differs from the screener tool?
Oh yeah, you want to see the screener tool? That's one of my favorites too as well. Very good. Okay, well, screener, I think a lot of times a lot of people have been asking us, how do I find XYZ stock? I want to narrow down 6,000 some odd plus stocks. How do I get the one that I want? Is it, I want to get a good dividend company. I'm doing things that's long term. I want to do something really quickly. I am looking for something very short term. And I tell you right now, what's been hot is earnings, obviously, but what's going to be even hotter in the future, probably around like November, December, will probably be low float stocks. When things are slowing down in the markets, earnings are over, low floats are very important. So you want to do a real quick demonstration of how to find a low float stock, Ryan?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, if you'll notice, all you need to do on the filter side, just make sure you click all so you can see all the filters. And then on the column side, we want to see a few things, right? So we want to see the flow, which you've already got there, but we also want to see shares outstanding as well. And you'll see, if you scroll down a little bit farther, all the way down, you'll see shares outstanding. So we always want to see that too as well. For me personally, I don't need to see sector, and I don't need to see the description of the company. I already know most things of the company. And if you click on any of the symbols, it'll take you right to a details page, which is very good, right? But for me, I want to find a low float stock, right? So in order for me to do that, I'm also going to try to find a stock that's a little cheaper to buy. So I'm going to limit the price of the stock. So let's start with $0 to $10. So if you click on the price box there with the filters, you click on 0 to 10, and very simple, you'll be able to do that, and then you'll be able to limit them from 0 to 10.
Sorry about that, Big Beat. I seem to have locked this up here by readjusting the windows a little too quickly there.
No problem, no problem, no problem. And then from there, we can also take it from 0 to 10. We can also change out the actual float itself, the shares outstanding. So if you want to change the percentage, you can also do that by clicking on the percent. So you can click on like 0 to 20%, and you can actually narrow down the stocks right there to get to the actually ones that are just low floats. And then all of a sudden you're finding low floats before they even pop, which is really, really, really cool.
So I'm sorry for lagging behind you here. I'm just trying to refresh the platform.
No problem. So let's talk about the other things that are going on within Benzinga Pro as well. And one of those things that's really happening here is our news feed. So we already talked about Squawk. Now, I'll let you know that Squawk runs from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time throughout the day. And if you also want to know something else, it's also, we now have 24/7 all around the clock news feed now. So if you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're looking for stocks, we'll be there for you. You'll have the news feed ready to go. Not a problem there, right? And so also with being news feed 24/7, you'll also be able to do all these screens. You'll be able to do all the movers. They're already working for you. All right, we're back to the screener here. And very simple. So change the price from 0 to 20, or to 20. Let's make it 10. Let's make it 10. Make it easy for us. As you saw, it's very dynamic and it changed very quickly. And then if you go into, if you go into percent for the float, to the bottom of the filters, there you go. You'll see the, and we're going to go from 0 on to 10, right? So we're going to get really tight low float stocks, and all of a sudden you have now narrowed down the 10. Now, some of you may want a little more than that, so we can go to 0 to 25% of the floats. Now, a lot of times when we do that, we're also looking for the number of shares. So if you click on the shares column, you can also sort it if you want even lower floats, right? So if you click it one more time, Ryan, you'll see even the lowest of the floats. And there it is, DMTK, right? So you're finding them very simple, dynamic, quickly, and all you got to do if you want to make changes, just do it in the fly.
Yep, and this has really been a great tool. It's great that you're able to just quickly change some of these variables and everything updates for you. Again, this paired with the movers tool, really helpful for idea generation. We're trying, just to reiterate, we're trying to allow for as many ideas that you can find quickly so that you're able to identify your entry, get in, and do what you need to do. So great tool. Definitely looking forward to using this some more. So
I use it every day, actually. Yep.
There you go. So so I know that you had briefly talked about the news feed. Did we have anything else to cover regarding the changes?
I think that it's important that everybody knows that the news feed now is running 24/7.
Okay, now what kind of news can you expect like late in the evening?
Well, you know what's interesting, and I'm always a part of that up at 3 a.m. is I want to know what's going on in the Asian markets, right? And so for me, it's very important at 3 a.m. I roll over, I look at my phone, make sure that they haven't been dumping wands or adding to the PBSC, and I'm always making sure the markets aren't going to deteriorate our own markets, right? That the market's up there, the market's usually up here. But I also, right now, trade wars is a big issue, so I'm always trying to make sure that everything's okay there.
Okay, awesome. So I see here a question or a comment here from Ken Burks that delay drives me crazy. So real quick, I just wanted to address that. That's exactly what Steve and I were talking about at the beginning of this presentation. There's definitely some technical difficulties that we've run into. We're really sorry about those, but as I mentioned, the development team is working pretty much around the clock to resolve those issues. And just as an update, we've actually released 3 performance patches to correct these issues, and each patch has been better and better. So we're hoping
and
to have
got
all
4
of these
more coming, Ryan, just so you know, 4 more coming. by Monday. So it should be really exciting. I'm excited about that, and this thing should be super quick. I'm excited.
So Ken, yes, we're absolutely addressing this. This is the top priority right now. I completely understand your frustration with it. It is being fixed, and we hope to have it fixed very, very soon. Like I said, we've already released 3. As Big Beat said, we have 4 more patches scheduled to go out. So we're definitely going to have the issue resolved as soon as possible. So again, sorry about the technical issues, but that's what happens when you're pushing the envelope, when you're trying to add features and add performance and ability to the program. We ran into some of those difficulties. So.
And you know what's cool, Ryan, is you just said pushing the envelope. That's right. We've got a lot of very new cool things coming out in Benzinga, and I think this is probably the perfect time to talk about some of the new things that are coming out at Benzinga. And I can tell you, including myself, one of the biggest things that I have been asking for and screaming for mostly is a mobile app. That's right, we are looking to add a mobile app. Wait, we actually have started building it. And we have a very cool developer on our team named John Gilbertson. He is an amazing developer, and right now, live, I'm going to show you a preview on my own phone. I've actually been testing it, a mobile app, and there it is. It's called Stock Clock. You'll actually be able to get access as a Benzinga Pro user. That's right, if you are a client and you're not on trial and you're an actual user, you will be able to get our new mobile app called Stock Clock. Stock Clock will give you real-time data, including real-time feed for news, our own Benzinga news, as well as real-time quotes. I'm going to actually pull up a stock here, just any of them here, and you'll also be able to see here that it will have charts in the Stock Clock. That's right, you'll have charts within the website, the mobile app, and below it you'll see all the permanent data as well as news, all that kind of fun stuff. It's all in there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty excited about alerts. We have alerts on this thing. You're gonna be able to have your watch list. I just started creating a new watch list for myself. Wow, and just like we do in Pro, we'll also have a screener within Stock Clock too. So I'm very excited about that. John is really pushing the envelope with this mobile app. So you'll have it very soon. Probably maybe in the next week or so, it will be in your hands if you are a Pro user. Now, if you're on trial, I'm sorry, but you got to be a Pro user to actually have Stock Clock. But we are very excited about that, and it will be available for iOS, for Apple, as well as Android. And I'm using an Android phone here, but it will be for Apple. They've already got the Apple, it's already built, so it's pretty cool. All right, the next thing I'll talk about is, and I know everybody's been asking for it, including myself, real-time charting. That's right. We are working very diligently on bringing real-time charting within our own platform, within, as you'll see, Ryan's bringing it up now in the charts. If you go to the details page, you'll see a little tab that says charts, pulling it up, bam, here it is. This is the KRE, which is the regional banking ETF. Right now that is delayed, but we're going to have access to real-time trading inside of this, in real-time charting, as well as all of the fun stuff, the indicators that we've been talking about in other videos that we have on the help desk. You'll see all the indicators that we have will be available to you in real time. Now, another thing you guys have all been asking for, and we're also bringing it to you too as well, no more having to go outside the platform. We are going to integrate, that's right, Trade It. Trade It integration is going to be coming very, very soon. In fact, it's built. We are testing it now. And what that's going to allow you to do is if you find a stock, maybe you found the chat room, maybe you found it in the screener, you can now buy and sell, that's right, your own stock, buying and selling on your own platform. All you got to do is connect it. Trade It integration will allow you to buy right from our platform or sell right from our platform. So if you have a brokerage like E-Trade or Ameritrade or Robinhood, doesn't matter. You'll be able to trade right there within our own platform. That's very exciting to me. I'm tired of having to go back and forth. I can just connect my own accounts. Very simple. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, a lot of you are in the chat room as well. So we have a chat room here, right? So, okay, let's talk about the new stuff coming in the chat. We are going, I know a lot of us create charts and we want to show what we've lately been seeing print screens. We actually want to be able to take pictures as well as charts and be able to bring those into the actual platform. So if you have a chart you want to show, say Apple's moving up, all you got to do is be able to copy and paste that right into the chat. You can actually be able to see other people's ideas about the movements and pictures. Maybe you want to show a screenshot of your screen. Bam, it goes right into chat and everybody can see it. As Ryan said, we have a whole lot more performance fixes coming. I'm excited about that. All these integrations, we're pushing the envelope further, and I appreciate everybody being, everybody's being really cool about it. And hey, like you said, Ryan, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right?
That's right, and I'll be honest. After seeing the results, I mean, I'm glad that we're doing this because just not long ago we didn't even have screener or movers, and now we have those tools added into the platform. It's like you mentioned, it just gives you a one-stop shop. You can do everything from the platform. Real-time charting, traded integration are going to provide the exact same thing. They're actually going to add to that. So I'm glad we're having, I'm glad we're going through some of these issues now. We're kind of getting them fixed and getting them out of the way so that when we release the rest of these features, everything should be working and should be tip top. So I'm really excited about that. I wanted to touch on something else that you had mentioned regarding the help site. At the beginning of this, we did post a link to the help site. You can obviously save or bookmark that link. I'm going to show you right now how to access the help site. I understand that sometimes this is not necessarily, doesn't really stand out. So I want to highlight how to actually get to the help site. So you'll notice right next to the feedback icon that I already talked about, you'll notice that there is a question mark inside of a circle. And if you mouse over it, the tooltip tells you that that's help. When you click on that, it'll bring up the help menu. You'll have a direct link to chat with the news desk, direct link to the feedback. But right here in the middle, you also have a direct link to chat with support and a direct link to the help site. So the help site is great. Big Beat and I make videos and webinars all of the time. We try to update this as often as we can. Big Beat has his own corner in there where you can kind of go over the videos where he shares his setups with you, his trading style and what he's looking for. We have tutorial videos to help teach you how to use the screener and use some of the other tools that are in our platform. And webinars, just like the one that you're on today, past webinars. If you miss them, no problem. We post them as soon as we can. They're always available for you to watch 24/7 at your own pace. So the help desk is definitely a resource that you should be using. This is something that we will continue to add to. Even a year ago today, it was not nearly as populated as it is, and we take a lot of requests for stuff like this. So if people ask, hey, how do I do something like this? Big Beat and I say, you know what? Let's demonstrate that as a video. Let's throw it up on the help site so that anyone else that has the same question, you don't have to wait for a particular webinar or anything like that. You can just view it whenever you're ready. So, and as I mentioned, the tutorial videos also go up there. So, so right now, I think that with that, do we want to open it to any more questions? Let me review the chat here and see if there are any questions that I missed. One of the questions here again from Ken, can I filter the news feed with price? I'm not interested in stocks under $10 as an example. This is a great question. This is what one of the things that we were talking about in terms of making improvements to the software and adding stuff to the software. So right now, there is no direct way to filter the news feed by price. This is absolutely something that we are going to add. And not just price, we are going to add things like volume, things like float, things of that nature. So we are going to allow you to filter your newsfeed by other different filtered categories. It's not available yet. What I would say is, in the meantime, what I would try to do is I would try to create a watch list that is as encompassing as you can possibly make it, and then filter your newsfeed by the watch list. That can be an intermediary step before we actually release full-on newsfeed filtering by price, volume, float, etc. So great question. We're absolutely going to be adding that. It's not available yet.
But I can also say, Ryan, that question is asked quite a bit, and I can tell you that it is in our what we call prod pad, our production pad, and I can tell you that it is on our list to be done. So we thank you for that, Ken. Appreciate that, and we definitely know about that, and we are definitely adding it. So
Yeah, absolutely. You are not the first person to ask that. That's definitely coming. We have another question here. It says, please, can you please again show us where to find all of the previous webinars? Absolutely. So again, you can click on, it might be difficult to see because it's all the way up here in the right-hand corner, but if you click on the help icon, it's the one with the question mark surrounded by a circle, then you can actually go to the help site, visit help site right here in the middle under support. That will load up the help site in a separate tab. And once you're on the main page of the help site, past webinars is actually its own category. So you can actually just click on past webinars. You can come in here and see all of the different webinars that we did. Here's that commodities webinar with Joe that you did not long ago, Steve. That one's in here. The screener webinar that we did is in here. So basically you'll be able to come in here and access all of these. You can also search for them. You can use the search bar at the top to search for a keyword. Like for example, if you wanted to find the low float video, all you would have to do is type in the word low float here and it will show you anything that matches that. So yeah, it's the help site, definitely something that you should utilize. Let me see here if I missed any other questions. You guys rock. I'm signing up next week. Great to hear, Ken. Great to hear.
And I look forward to seeing you, Ken, in the chat room. You can find both myself and Ryan in the chat room. I'm Big Beat in the chat room, and Ryan, you are?
I am Nightfall in the chat room. So, and that's something else I really wanted to touch on. The chat room for Pro is really becoming an awesome spot. We definitely try to preach community here. We want traders that want to help other traders. That's exactly what we're looking for. Big Pete does that every day. He will often give his thoughts on particular stocks, the macro market environment as it is. And it's not just Big Pete. It's all of our traders. All of our traders are working together. So the more people that we get into the chat room, the better off it's going to be, the more help you're going to be able to get. And then the other thing is that when we actually upgrade the chat room, you're going to have even more ability to incorporate that into your trading. So
Ryan, I see another question coming from Tom right now. He says, will future changes allow us to see crossovers, for example, in a 13-day SMA coming over the 50-day and 200-day or so on? Look, those moving averages are very important. Those daily moving averages are very important to traders, and you know, they call it death cross or golden crosses. Yeah, we're definitely bringing those crosses to you. And that change and that update will be in Screener and a few other places. But the answer to that question is yes. Give us a little bit of time for that one, but it is on ProdPad, and it probably, if I'm giving you an ETA, I'm going to tell you probably within my next month sometime. But yes, definitely golden crosses, death crosses, all those crosses that we live by, yes, are coming.
And then just to touch on that a little bit, think about the screener as this being the first iteration of the screener. So we put out version 1.0. Some of the new features that Steve just teased for you, that's actually going to be version 2.0. And these things are absolutely coming. So, and again, if there's something else that you want to see in the screener, utilize the feedback. Let us know. Reach out to us by email or chat or use the built-in feedback tool in Pro. Let us know what you want to see. Again, what we do is we like to build the product and the platform out based on what customers want. So if there's something that we haven't touched on, that we haven't discussed today, that you really want to see in the product in the future, go ahead and let us know via the feedback channel so we can go ahead and make those plans.
All right, Ryan, we got another question from Brian Halligan. He's asking any plans for time and sales and level 2 data once real-time data is available. Yes, of course. The bid and the ask, so what level 2 means in real time. Yes, we will be having that in the real-time charting that'll be coming pretty soon. We're again hoping within the next few weeks. Most of it is built out. We do need to test it so you guys don't have the problems. But yeah, they're definitely coming for you as well as the bid and the ask. Yeah, you're very welcome, Tom.
Awesome. Now, does anyone else have any questions that we didn't cover, or anything that we need to go in maybe a little bit more depth on, or anything like that? If you have any other questions out there, go ahead and drop them in the chat here.
Ryan, I'm going to ask a question of you personally. Where are you from, man?
So I'm actually from Chicago. I'm actually from a suburb just north of Chicago. I've grown up in Chicago my entire life. It's Good old Midwest, man. Good old Midwest, right on the lake there. So yeah, I've been in the city pretty much my whole life, or around the city pretty much my whole life. I did go to school briefly in Indiana, so I really do enjoy the Midwest. I enjoy Detroit, of course. So I'm a Midwest guy. How about you, Steve? Where are you from?
Yeah, I think that's very cool about Benzinga. We're not just in Detroit. Detroit is growing very fast. Very excited about the growth, explosive growth happening in Detroit. A lot of growth happening in the Midwest. But I live in Florida most of the year, and then a baseball fan. I'm wearing red now. I love the Cardinals, so I live in St. Louis during the baseball season. But yeah, so we have a lot of people here at Benzinga who don't live in Detroit. We're actually a lot of us don't. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That helps give us that actually helps. We've got people from all over the place doing all different things. That helps us, get a feel for what's going on out there and what people are looking for. So I really like it. I mean, Steve, I think you're a tremendous resource. Despite being a Cardinals fan, you've been an excellent resource for me and all of the other customers out there. So yeah, we're really happy with all of that. All right, we got another.
Asking about pre-built keywords in the news section, or do I create my own? I can answer that one, Achim. Very simple. You put your own keywords in there, but when you put the keywords in there, it'll actually populate for you. So if you start to put a word in there that you won't know how to spell, or you don't know you don't actually know the word, it'll start populating for you, right? And so that's one of the cool things that I use. And it's not just keywords. Some of the things that I use are actually letters too. So if you go to the news feed, I can type in EPS. Ron, if you'll type in EPS, you'll see that it shows me the symbols, but it'll also show me keywords. And so for me, the keyword there, right, is we're looking for earnings, right? And so if I type in EPS, you'll see anything that has to deal with EPS, right? And so keywords are very important within, like, say, for example, I want to find out more about Brexit. I can type in the word Brexit in there. Yeah, and then you can see everything about Brexit. But as you saw Ryan typing it in, you may not know the word, it still is trying to populate it for you. So yes. And also, if you look within the webinars and the videos that we've done, Haitham, you'll also notice that we have almost all of them that we deal with the news feed, like load floats and things like that. You'll see that we show you how in the news feed to create those. One of the things that you'll find that I do a lot of times is an option sweep, right? If I want to find option sweeps, the two words that I use are very much so. It's option and sweep. So you type in the word option, enter, and then you type in the word sweep, enter, and those two words are now combined, and now you can find everything that's an option sweep. So it's just not just about having one keyword. You can make all kinds of keywords. And we're also looking to update that too, so that all types of keywords, the and or you're looking for this stock, and you're looking for that company, and you're trying to find an and or situation for the news feed and keywords, will also be available pretty soon. We're working on that as well.
All right, and that's another great tip there.
Yep. All right, another question coming in from Alfred Shapiro asking, is there a way to filter chat users or block individuals from my chat feed? Sometimes even I want to be blocked, right? Right now, we don't have that feature yet. I know that it's in our prod pad for sure. So we will be looking to add that sometime in the near future. But right now, no, not yet. But the chat room is pretty robust right now, so I know there's a lot of things going on in there. I know some people we want to hear from, and some people we don't. But we're also going to have that ability to be able to chat just with that person. So if you have somebody you're interested in just chatting outside of it, you'll be able to click on them and be able to chat with them personally too, which is kind of cool.
And just to get ahead of the curve here, I suspect that this would be another question. We are actually going to be looking into adding more chat rooms too. We don't yet know about the structure of this. Is it going to be a large cap versus small cap versus an OTC? Not really sure exactly the route we're going, but we are looking to creating more targeted rooms so that if there's something in particular that you're interested in, you'll be able to find other members of the community that are interested in the same thing. So I know that question gets asked about quite a bit.
They could also send feedback to us and ask us what rooms they would like to have.
Great little reminder there. Again, this is one of the things that we do. This is one of the things we do here at Benzinga. We want to know exactly what it is you're looking for. We want to know what is going to make your trading experience better. And chances are, if you have that idea, somebody else has that idea as well. So we are an options room. Yep, that is exact. That was the next one I was going to list. Small cap, large cap, OTC, and options. Those seem to be the most popular.
I'll be in that options room. I love playing options.
Yes, you will. So yeah. So we're really excited for this. We're really excited for the future. We're excited for where we've got to now. We're excited for what's coming down the pipeline, and we want to keep hearing from you what it is that you're looking for. So Big Beat, I don't see any other questions here. I'll obviously answer them as they trickle in. Is there anything else that you want to cover? Is there anything that maybe I missed, or we should go into a little bit more in depth about, or anything like that?
Well, you know, we were asked earlier today about keywords. One of the things that we have here as well, and I've done this, I love it, is I've created my own Edgar page. And that's all the SEC filings. You want to show them how to do that, Ryan?
Yeah, actually, I liked your idea so much that I went ahead and did it myself and have it saved here as a layout. So it might be slightly different from yours, but for the most part, it should be the same. Tom says, greatly appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tom. We really enjoy hearing the kind words like that. Like I was saying, if our efforts are designed to help you. So if there's anything that you're looking for, go ahead and let us know here. So sorry about the sidetrack there, Big Beat, but here is the Edgar monitor. In this particular case, what I have is just SEC. Did you have press releases as well, or was it just SEC?
I do, yes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and add those two sources in here. And basically what you're getting here is a press release and an SEC list of different things coming out of there. So did you have any other way that you filtered this, a category or a keyword or anything?
Well, two things that I normally do too is I will type in the keyword, we asked about that, the keyword SEC. I do that as well, so I can filter out things on a press releases that aren't anything related to the SEC. And as well as in my news feed, I want to make sure that I can clearly see it. If I have SEC stuff coming into other news feeds, I will actually have it colored as well. And I turn SEC feeds green for money. So
that's a really great tip. Green for money is obviously good, but this is one of the other helpful things that we have designed to help you and your trading experience. And I kind of glossed over this. You can color code your sources or your categories. So in this particular case, following exactly what Big Beat just said, I selected the SEC source. I colored it green for money. So what that means is in the newsfeed, anything that comes from the SEC in this is highlighted in green. And then obviously the ones that are not highlighted in green was coming from the press release source that we had. So this is one of those things where we're trying to make it easier, where at a glance you can tell, is this something that I need to read a little bit more about? Is this something that I need to pay attention about? Any of that stuff. So great little tip there.
Ryan, I think you have a fan in the chat room. I think Brian Halligan's reaching out to you.
Yeah, so Ryan, thanks for putting up a sector filter in calendar in the request queue. You've been a great help to me as a new user. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for the kudos. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for helping prove my example here that we keep saying, if you request things, we will help you try to get that done as soon as possible. I'm not going to be able to, start getting out a keyboard and start coding like crazy and have it available for you the same day, but we are going to try and prioritize and get these requests over to the development team. Like I mentioned, if you want it, chances are somebody else wants it. So definitely keep those ideas coming. We really, really appreciate that. I'm glad I was able to help you.
Also, Ryan, there is also a way that people can reach me too as well. I'm also available to new users and even users who've been around a long time in the markets. You can actually reach me for one-on-one time. I will actually talk to you about trading strategies and how to better perform, I guess, as a trader. I've been doing this for quite a long time, almost 29 years now coming up. Woo! I can tell you that I've got my own trading styles and I know how to help you weave through some of the bad storms. And I'm going to actually put there he goes, Ryan put in how to contact me. You can actually set up time with me throughout the day, a one-on-one. Actually, the first one's free, so you can come and see me. quite frankly, I will help you. And I've got lots of great comments about how I've calmed some people down, give them my ideas, how to trade. And you can also go into Big Beats Corner. You can see my trading rules as well. You can also see all the different webinars that Ryan and I have created to show you how to set it up and actually how I set my own screens up. I know a lot of you have been asking me, Steve, how do you set your own screens up? And I actually show you how I set my own screens up to find my own stocks. And yes, when I get the question all the time, do I trade? And the answer is absolutely every single day the market is open. I don't think I've missed one this year at all.
Yeah, I don't think you have either. I know one of my habits in the morning is saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And your response is, "Watch the video on Facebook," because I go over that all the time. So and that's what, you know, again, we want everyone to be available. We want to help. Our goal is to help. We want to help you in any way that we can, whether it be providing you timely news and other tools that you can use throughout the trading day, or if it's Steve, you know, going over your trading style and helping you with that. We want to help you. We want to.
You can also find us via social media too, right? I think it's very important. You know, you can find us via, you know, LinkedIn. We have a Benzinga page there. Facebook. I'm there Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays mostly, doing updates and live video before the market opens and my macro thoughts on the markets. We definitely have a Twitter page. I definitely suggest everybody get on Twitter because all of our Benzinga news goes to Twitter feed as well. So yeah, there's more ways to get us here at Benzinga. We are not that company behind a wall.
That's right. We are all easily accessible any day. You always shoot me an email. I'm active even after business hours. So if you shoot me an email, that's probably going to be the best way to get a hold of us. So do you have any guidance on selecting the right trading platform? Big Beat, that sounds like a question for you.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, no one should ever have just one trading platform, because if one platform goes down and you need to make a trade, you need to have more than one trading platform. So I have a few that I use. I do use Wells Fargo, and I do use Interactive Brokers, IBKR. If you're really good at using, knowing how to put trades in, Lightspeed is out there as well for you. I know a lot of people use E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, obviously, yeah, and Thinkorswim is out there for you. Actually, our Squawk is available, you know, out there. So, you know, hey, look, there's a lot of good opportunities for big platforms out there to be using.
And you know, a lot of them have obviously relaxed their trade commission rules. That's something new that's happened recently, and you know that helps the little guy. You know, obviously, people that have much higher balances might not care about spending
Trading from your phone has become very popular. In fact, the last 4 trades I made were straight from my phone. I didn't even make them from my desktop. But you will be able to soon from Benzinga Pro.
That's right. Traded integration is going to be huge, and actually, that's really going to help. I think I struggle with that too, switching back and forth and having the right window open and all that. It'll be great to just have the one-stop shop to be able to do that. So,
all right, Ryan. Well, there's no other questions. I think we should.
Yeah. I don't see any more. Thanks very much, Big Beat, for joining us. Thanks for doing this webinar. I'm super excited. I know you're super excited. We're really hoping to have all these new features coming down the pipeline. Really happy with where we've got so far. So thank you all for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Until next time, happy trading.